What's going on, guys? Another video back in my car here, and today I actually want to talk about valuing thyself in a world that frequently belittles you or makes you feel like you're not valuable. Because it's so easy to feel like you're not being valued, whether it's in a relationship or it's at a job or just, getting on social media and just like looking at everybody's picture perfect versions of their lives on media and not being able to make the association that, hey, all these people on the internet are just as real as me. They're just as flawed as me. They're just as imperfect as me. And even though they portray this beautiful, elegant, amazing life, it's never really the reality, because nobody really posts what goes on behind the scenes, and nobody really shows their weaknesses or their vulnerabilities openly on the internet, unless you're me, because I have learned to do it, and I have seen the benefits in just being real with you guys. And on this channel here, that's always what I want to do. I just want to be real. I want to be open. I want to be honest. And a big reason why I've been thinking a lot about value, guys, is that honestly, I've been back out on the dating scene. I've been dating, and I was dating this girl like last month, and things were going good, and then it just it fizzled out. For what reason? I don't know. Was there like an end conversation? No, of course not. It's modern dating. Just kind of stopped hearing from that girl, and I sent the last text, so I'm not going to text twice like, hey, why haven't I heard from you? Like, it's obvious, like, if you're not responding or making the time to talk to me, you don't value my time, you don't value my attention. I'm not going to chase you, man. I'm just not. But it's so hard to avoid the hit to our egos, because whenever I go through a situation like that, I get this little hit to where I just feel like, what the fuck? Like, why am I not being valued or desired or sought after? Like, what's wrong with me? All these insecurities start to set in. And even today, guys, so like that was last month, and then this month I was dating a different girl. And it sucks, guys, because literally, like, we went out on like 3 dates, and every single time we've had a good time together. Like, it's been good. Like, it's been good to the point where I was actually starting to get excited about where this could potentially go. But then it's almost like as soon as I start to get a little excited, that's always when like things just fizzle out. Like, texts responses start to be more aloof and distant, and like I'm just not feeling the energy from the other person going back into me. And it was like the same with this girl, like I was texting her, and it was always like, yeah, we can hang out or we can see each other, but they never really throwing out a time. And then like just I was in the last text, and then she just wouldn't respond, and it wasn't like a clear like, oh, this is over, we're not like gonna talk anymore. But I realized today that I had to value myself, and I had to just like end things, because like I can't be in these like just unclear relationships with people anymore. I've done it in the past, like you have some girl that hits you up like once every like 5 months, and you hang out and whatever, it's cool, and you just don't hear from her, live your own lives and hang out. Like, I am so done having any kind of relationship like that with anybody. And I texted this girl like last week, like, all right, maybe we'll see each other next week. And it wasn't even a response like, yeah, sure. It was more like just sorry, I've been in a funk mood lately. And then that was literally it. So I gave this girl a week to text me or like initiate some kind of conversation with me. And I made myself wait a week, because I didn't want to be like hyper sensitive about it. I didn't want to like jump the gun. And then I just sent her a text today, and it wasn't like toxic. I was trying to not be toxic. It was like, hey, I just want to be upfront with you. I'm gonna move on. I really do like you, and you can use this actually if you're in a relationship like this where you just kind of feel like it's not going this way. Use my exact text, because I was really proud of how I worded it. It was hey, I just want to be upfront with you and let you know that I'm moving on. I really do like you, and I thought we had potential, but I don't feel like you feel the same way about me. That being said, I'm at the phase of my life where I'm just looking for a partner to build a life with, and I'm not trying to waste time if things are going nowhere. Thank you for crossing paths with me. Best wishes. And that was literally it. I tried to keep the salt to a minimum, but a little small part of me was just really irritated because I thought things were going good. And then it's just like, I guess not. I guess I thought wrong. And then she responded back with like, thanks for being upfront with me. You're awesome. Best wishes or some shit like that. Like, honestly, I literally wish she had not responded. I would have rather a no response than like a small response that almost confirmed that she just didn't feel the same way about me, you know? And it's fine. I'm a grown-ass man. I'll get over it. It sucks. Of course it sucks. It sucks when your feelings or emotions are at a different level and this other person isn't reciprocating it. It does, man. It really does. Like, honestly, it's just like one of the worst feelings to feel. And it makes you just feel like shit, and it makes you not really value yourself. And then originally I was gonna go with this video like, hey, value yourself. You're awesome, you're amazing. No, it doesn't it doesn't fucking matter what society or anybody else is telling you. You're fucking awesome, because that's what I was actually feeling like. I was using all my energy to just reinforce the idea to myself, like, dude, I'm fucking awesome. I'm an amazing person. Even if these people don't realize it, like, I can't believe that I am not amazing myself. And that's originally where this video was gonna go, but then I actually just watched a video about value that made me rethink everything in a completely different way. And he was actually talking about, we're back, I dropped my phone. And he was actually talking about value and how a lot of us kind of, you know, like I was saying, like, yeah, you're valuable, you're awesome, you're amazing the way you are, of course you are. And then he brought that up, and he's like, we all think that way about ourselves. And we think our houses, so to speak, just to use a metaphor, our houses are like, you know, I don't know what the housing market is right now, but like before housing market was shit, he's like, he thinks we all think we're these pristine $50,000 houses, $500,000 houses, and we're trying to get someone to buy it for the $500,000 price. Because a lot of us are very, not to say ignorant to our flaws and our insecurities and our shortcomings, but a lot of us don't want to look at that shit. We don't want to put our egos back in check, because it hurts to look in the mirror and realize that maybe you're only a $300,000 house and not this $500,000 house, because you've got cracks in the floorboards and the roof needs work, and, like, you know, raccoons are in your attic, and like the basement flooded, but in your eyes you still feel like you're still a $500,000 house, when in reality you're more of like a $300,000 house, because you've got baggage and trauma and just all this bullshit you need to deal with and work through. And then my ego took a little hit. Like, right before I turned this camera on, I was thinking about that, and I'm just like, because originally I wanted to just be like, hey guys, you're valuable. It doesn't matter what anybody else tells you. It doesn't matter what you're going through. You're valuable and you're amazing. And while I still believe that to some degree, I am looking at it at a more humble approach now. And honestly, guys, like, after hitting rock bottom and having to just get sober and deal with all of that shit, like, that in a weird way has been a gift, because it's enabled me to peel back the layers and like look at myself, like do a good, clean, hard, honest look at myself. And honestly, the answer isn't something I like. Like, I've been out with 2 girls. They haven't valued me. Is it because I'm not valuable? Of course I don't want to believe that, because my ego does not want to believe that there's something fundamentally wrong with me, or that I'm doing something wrong. But after watching that, like, maybe I'm not a $500,000 house yet, because, you know, I feel pretty damn good. I feel like I've come a long way with the sobriety and just working on myself. I've been meditating a lot. I've reconnected with my own interpretation of my own faith. I've been back in the gym. I've been planning out a future. I've been setting goals. I have an idea of where I want my life to go. And in a lot of ways, I feel like I'm pretty damn well put together. But the world keeps telling me otherwise. And for me, it's almost like a message. It's like, hey, even though I feel amazing and I value myself, that doesn't mean I can't still work on myself. And honestly, I think the lesson to take from all this is that I've still got work to do on myself. I still got to keep hitting the gym. I've got to clean up that basement. I've got to deal with the flooding. I've got to get the raccoons out of the attic. I've got to work on all the cracks and the chisels and everything. Even my emotions, like my emotional investment with these women, I have got to get better at controlling that. Maybe I'm coming on a little too strong too early. I don't know. I didn't feel like I was, but maybe, who knows? Or maybe just society's fucked up and dating is just absolute bullshit in general. That's also a possibility. But I can't control that, man. I can't control the way the world is. I can't control that. Because of these dating apps and shit, we just like screen people like they're products on a shelf, and we're looking at these just montages of people's best moments on a social media profile, even though that has nothing to do with who the real person is. And also there's another issue, just like figuring out how to properly market yourself, I guess, online in the dating world. Like, I don't do online dating because of that reason, because like I can't see the qualities I'm looking for based on your profile, based on your pictures. Like, it doesn't tell me shit. And it's so much effort just to try to get a date with somebody, and then you go out and they don't even look like their pictures, and it's just an absolute nightmare, and I just don't want to play that game. And because it's just all a facade, man. It's all just media. Media paints a unrealistic picture all the time. But anyways, trying to bring this back full circle, like, value yourself. Of course you should. You're amazing, you're beautiful, you're awesome. But be willing to be humble and look in the mirror and realize that there's still things to work on. I still got to stay in the gym. I still got to meditate. I still got to work on having other goals and just building up a life for myself, you know? If the woman comes, then great. I would really like to get married, have a family, be a father one day. But you know what? Maybe this is just God's way of telling me, like, hey man, I've got to get stronger. I've got to get more calloused. I've got to develop more emotional resilience to these things, man. And I remember I saw a guy once talk about, like, hey, heartbreak sucks, but the only way to get to the one, because you only have to win once, guys, is just keep opening your heart up again, man. Keep dealing with those heartbreaks. Keep becoming calloused, but not unwilling to open your heart up to another person until it works out, man. And it's hard because breakups and heartbreak are literally, like, it's probably like one of the worst pains a human could ever feel. And after you go through enough of them, you kind of just feel like you're done. Like, honestly, guys, I won't lie, I have moments where I feel like I'm fucking done. I don't ever want to talk to another girl. I don't give a shit. I'm fucking frustrated with this. I hate, you know, entertaining these relationships that don't turn into anything fruitful or meaningful. But even though I hate all of that, just the prize is just too good and too high to pass up. Like the prize of having a family, you know, having children, being a father, being a loyal father, and, you know, sticking it with my wife through thick and thin. Even one day when we hate each other or we're tired of each other, just being willing to work on things and fall in love with each other and work it out. Because I feel like a lot of people just don't do that. We'd rather just move on to the next thing because we don't have the capacity to work on repairing it, work on growing together, work on changing ourselves to be better with someone. And honestly, guys, like that right there that I just told you, the fact that I have come to that realization, like before even being in a marriage or a committed relationship, speaks volumes, because there's women out there who want that, and maybe I haven't met one yet who's valued that. But like, I know it goes both ways. I know women are frustrated, guys are frustrated, but I know there's women out there that want a man like me. Someone who's just real, who's loyal, honest, genuine. Those are qualities I really believe I have. Maybe I'm not doing a good job showcasing it or broadcasting it to people, or the women I'm dating rather. But that doesn't mean I don't have them. And, you know, like, back to this topic of value, guys. Like, value yourselves. You're amazing. You're worthy. You deserve love. You deserve being appreciated, whether it's from a romantic partner, your job, just friends, society, whoever. Like, don't ever tolerate disrespect, and don't put yourself in situations where you don't feel valued. And honestly, like, I really didn't want to end things with that girl today, but I had to, because I had to value myself, because I couldn't, because honestly, it's sad, and I'm gonna say it, but it was almost a little bit better to be kind of talking to somebody than not talking to anybody. And then I realized, like, I can't do that, because that would just be me not valuing myself, not valuing my time. And I'm past that, guys. Like, I'm 32 now. I'm not here to entertain these fake relationships with people. I can't do it anymore. I just can't, man. I can't. But that being said, guys, value yourselves, but also, man, be willing to take the hit to your ego. Look in the mirror. Maybe there are things you can work on. We all have things we can work on. I like to say that I am whole, full, complete in this moment. You are whole, full, complete in this moment. But that also doesn't mean you stop growing. Like, while also being whole, full, and complete, you are also a work in progress at the same time. You're complete the way you are today. You're perfect. You're human. You're valuable. But you're still a work in progress, and carry that mentality with you for the rest of your life. You're always going to be a work in progress. I am always going to be a work in progress. And, you know, maybe I'm not where I need to be before I move on to the next phase of my life. If anything, that's the message here, is that I, as well as you guys, we've got work to do. I've got to work on myself. Is it going to the gym more? Probably. Is it meditating more? Probably. Is it staying real with my faith and my beliefs? Yeah, definitely. Is it making content and sharing these messages with other people online, trying to change the world in my own way? Probably, yeah. Honestly, guys, it's hard. It's hard to hear that you still have to work on yourself, especially when you feel like you're pretty put together. But at the end of the day, what else can you do? The opposite of it is just being sad and crying and not feeling valuable and feeling miserable. And we're not here to be like that, guys. We're here to grow. We're here to change. We're here to be better, do better. I believe in you. And thanks for listening, guys. I'll see y'all in the next one. Value yourself, and don't forget, you're perfect the way you are, but you're also a work in progress. Done.